Have some weather happening. That cloud right there's been putting out an insane amount of thunderclaps, and we got nice weather over there. Got some trash in the backyard. Here, you hear it? Oh, I forgot to lock the dually whop. Let me take a look here. So what I wanted to talk about, we have a sick laptop in the house. It's Ellie's little laptop that her dad bought her, and everybody's like, oh, it's the hard drive, oh, it's the hard drive, blew out on it. I guess people are so used to hard drives dying that they just blame everything on the hard drive. It had nothing to do with the hard drive in this case. It's just a bad install. The Windows installation has gone bad and they don't have a real good way of reinstalling Microsoft Windows on a machine where it was Windows 7, and we went through the online upgrade to Windows 10, and there really isn't a decent way to reinstall we got a domestic going on over here. There's a church back there, and there's a couple of businesses and people screaming at each other. As long as there ain't no gunfire. Anyway, so Microsoft Windows, I've asked around, and there really is no way to get a upgrade or a fix-it copy of Microsoft Windows that will allow me to dry install it over top of the system that's already broken. Now, what you're supposed to do, which nobody does, is take a snapshot of the system before it goes bad. You're supposed to sit down and say, okay, this machine's running pretty well, so let's take a decent snapshot of it and have a place to begin in the future and come back to when things break. And nobody ever does that. I wish I did, of course. You know, I don't have the brains to do it myself, but it'd be nice if I did. The one issue I have with Microsoft is they're being dicks about letting people fix their systems and reinstall a broken operating system and fix it. So they haven't really added very many cars to this car junkyard, car graveyard. These cars all have their hoods down, but if you look on the other side of the fence, a lot of the cars have the hoods propped up. This car doesn't even have, those cars back there don't have the windows rolled up. I mean, they're just dumping cars here. I have no idea what the deal is. The owner, it appears, originally put the fence up. It's starting to collapse. I don't know why that one in particular is falling over. Just every time it rains, it falls a little further over. But I don't know, I've been tempted to go over there and get information on those cars, see if any of them come back stolen, just to see if I could report them for something. They ain't mowing. Place is getting derelict. So, let's see what we can do. Let's see what we can do about getting them busted for something. So I tried to... Ellie's upset, of course. Her laptop's dead, and she wants a new laptop. I told her to talk to her dad about it. I can put Linux on that laptop, no problem, but she won't be able to play a lot of her games, and of course Flash is all not going to work. Well, the Flash is going away anyway. They're going to completely drop Flash. But one thing she has on there is 44 gigabytes. 44 gigabytes of pictures on that hard drive. Now the hard drive is fine at the moment, so I can pull them off of there. The problem is I don't have anywhere to put them. So what I'm looking at is what I tried to do was, I was like, okay, well fine, she has a Google account, I'll put them on Google Photos. 44 gigabytes. So I go into the first folder, has 4 gigabytes in it, and I highlight everything. I said, okay, fine, put it on Google Photos. 12 hours later, it had done 675 pictures, and it had crashed. And I'm like, you know, this whole 12 hours, okay, so, and that was less than 4 gigabytes of pictures. I'm like, there's no way. I mean, it would take a month to copy all that stuff up to Google Photos. Okay, so that's maybe, I don't know. So the whole copy it up to Google Photos things is kind of a wash. I don't have an extra hard drive. We should probably, as a family, invest in a hard drive, because I got the little wire that lets you copy things to hard drive. So as a family, we should probably invest in a hard drive. We keep in the safe. Go buy like a 4 gig drive, and just plug it into our laptops and whatever, and we back things up as we want onto this hard drive, and just keep it in the safe. I mean, you know, photos and crap like that, and hopefully it would survive in the safe long enough, and then keep another copy as we go of things on the cloud and out there where it would be safe from other things, but then keep it back up at home so that we're safe from the cloud falling apart and collapsing. I mean, who knows how this crap's going to pan out. I mean, one thing I've noticed in TV shows and stuff, you still see people pull a book off a shelf and they open it up and this photo falls out and it solves some crime or something. And it's like, well, yeah, but they're not going to have that. What happens now is Google and Amazon and all them get a death notice that somebody died, and they cancel all their accounts and delete all their data, and it's gone. And it's like, well, okay, we would have had this information, but it vanished. So I don't know how that works. Well, nobody's keeping all this data for a really long time. There's no archive mechanism for dead people. I don't know. I don't know how that works. How do you? I remember a long time ago somebody had a problem. Their son was in the military, and he died kind of mysteriously, and they wanted to get into his email, but they couldn't get into it. And Yahoo wouldn't talk to them, even though they showed him a death certificate and all this kind of stuff. They couldn't get into his email to try to get information about his living expenses, and they wanted to get find out where he'd been so they could track down what was going on. And Yahoo couldn't let him in because of their terms of service. Well, this was years ago, so hopefully all this has been ironed out. But Yahoo, somebody hacked into their account. Somebody hacked into the guy's account and gave them the password. There's ways of going through the password renewal and changing the password, and I think that's what they did back then. You could still do crap like that pretty easily. I think that's what the hacker did, to hack into this account and give them a password so they could get into this guy's account. But I mean, modern things happen like that. There was a thing recently where somebody convinced someone at Verizon to give them somebody else's phone information. So they made a phone, they cloned a phone, and they called Verizon and said, I'm so and so, this person that they were hacking, and they said, here's my new phone, I want it activated, and they had the last 4 of Social Security number or something, or they managed to get the last 4 of his Social Security number from Verizon and activate the phone. And the thing is, once you have a phone that's hooked up to your Google account, you can hack in and do the double sign-on thing, where you prove you're you by having a phone in your name, kind of thing. So once they had that double connection, that double authentication, once they had double authentication, they could hack all of his accounts and get in and get all of the information off his Google account, even though he had double authentication on, all because some idiot at Verizon gave them information and let him into their account. I'm sure Verizon's not the only one who's pulled that crap. I'm sure all those companies have bad stories like that where they gave somebody the wrong information. I mean, it's just human beings. Until human beings are removed from the loop, we're going to have problems like that. God help us when human beings are removed from the loop. We're just going to lose a lot of data. Anyway, so sick laptop. Come back around. Nothing new. Just need to invest in a hard drive, and to scrape together the $30 it's going to take me to find a hard drive to back our data up to. So I walked back in the house, realized, shut the garage and everything, and realized I didn't put the lock back on the gate. It's funny, you walk around, try to figure out your life and where things are going, get distracted, and forget to do the little shit that could be big shit you don't know. And the only reason I put this on here, I know it's not going to actually keep anybody out who wants in, but what this does is gives me the excuse to look a judge in the eye and say, what am I expected to do, Your Honor? I put a lock in the gate. They came in my backyard, threatened my family, and what am I supposed to do? That's all it's there. Anyway, let me show you what's on the other side of our little fence here. Get to see the derelict cars. I don't know what they think they're doing with that lot or graveyard. Once cars go on it, they don't really go off, so it really seems to me like it's a dumping ground for cars.